So in today's Capitol.Press, we decided we would debunk some of the misinformation that's driving extremists to flock to Texas. Here's what you need to know. First off, no, Greg Abbott is not being defiant. That's political theater. The Supreme Court never ordered, nor did any other court order, the state of Texas to stop laying down razor wire. Therefore, when Greg Abbott is putting down more razor wire, he's not being defiant in any way. The court order simply says that Customs and Border Protection is allowed to cut and remove razor wire if it impedes them from doing their job. Next up is the use of the word crisis. While media and far-right reporters with their little GoPros can make it look like some sort of a crisis at the border, the truth is that migrants turn themselves in relatively close to where there is a Customs and Border Protection station. The reason they do that is because the law requires them to be on U.S. soil in order to claim asylum. So when Customs and Border Protection locks down the bridges or creates long lines or forces them to go through an app, a lot of migrants will cross in between points of entry, but real close to where the stations are so they can immediately turn themselves in. This results in crowds of people in specific locations like Eagle Pass. The other truth about this is per agent encounters are the lowest they've ever been. In the 1980s, it was 20 or 30 per agent. Now it's about 10 or 12 per agent per day. And by calling it a crisis, all anybody is doing is feeding far-right narratives of an invasion coming. Next up, no, there are no terrorists coming to the border. Yes, people that have been caught that were on the terror watch list did come through the border, but a lot of those people were part of resistance groups in like Colombia, for example. And for you Republicans and right-wingers out there, there are a lot of people who participated in January 6th who are on that list. If they go into Mexico for a vacation and they come back and they're found to be on that list, would you consider them a terrorist? Department of Homeland Security helped us debunk this in October, and since then we have been following up. Our latest reporting, we had talked to a couple of dozen senators, and neither one of them could say that they saw any evidence of terrorists or foreign fighters crossing the border. So no, that's not happening. Next up is the narrative that migrants are coming here and committing rapes and murders. This is absolutely not true. There is no data that supports this. The data, however, does support migrants, immigrants in general, whether Latin America or wherever, commit far less crime than native-born U.S. citizens. And to wrap this up, no, migrants are not smuggling drugs into the United States, nor are they trafficking humans. 90% of all drugs that come into the U.S. come through ports of entry where Customs and Border Protection checks less than 5% of incoming cargo. And according to U.S. government data, 99% of all drugs smuggled into the United States is done by U.S. citizens who go into Mexico and traffic it back in. Knowing the truth in times like this is of the utmost importance. The language we use is also extremely important. You have these guys headed down here now to Eagle Pass in Texas, where I live, and they're going to come over here to their so-called peaceful protest, and they claim they want to bring awareness to the issue. But the truth is there are hate groups like Active Club, run by neo-Nazis, a Latino neo-Nazi on top of that, who are going to meet up with their crowd in Eagle Pass. And these guys are not trying to be peaceful. I know this video has gone on long enough, but these talking points are important, and it's very important to debunk these claims as much as possible. So go to Capitol.Press, check out our latest newsletter, subscribe, and make sure you share it with all those far-right cuckoos that you know in your immediate proximity.